Well, I'm late. Well, a couple weeks ago, we got the Copper Age update, which added a ton of new items. And with the incredible amount of items that have been added, I ended up getting an interesting idea the other day. I thought, what if I was to challenge myself to build only using the items that were added in this most recent update? Now, under some circumstances, this challenge would be almost practically impossible. So instead of just building with the items that were added in this most recent update, I'm also going to include all of the copper items as well. This is going to be interesting. Now, to make things more interesting, I've decided that instead of just building a random build that comes off the top of my head, I'm going to have them be assigned to me by the Wheel of Names.
Wow!
So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, treehouse isn't that bad. Now, I think what the main difficulty is going to be is trying to get one of these big trees to grow up. There's absolutely no way. Now, I do want to give a little bit of a disclaimer here. I don't claim to be a professional builder by any means. So, if this turns out to be really bad, you'll know why. I mean, look at me now. I'm not even really sure what blocks I want to use to build with. I'm just kind of picking. And they're all the same color, too. They're not even in a palette. Oh boy, this is going to be awful. Why is this becoming so difficult? Okay, so I think I have a cool design in mind. I'm gonna try and see. I'm gonna try and make hopefully something that looks presentable. Let me try this for the ceiling. I don't know where I'm going with this. This doesn't look good. Let me go ahead and see. I'm gonna try and, just remove some things here. Oh, what am I doing? Okay. Okay, it's higher off the ground. I like that. Actually, hang on here. Am I cooking? Okay, that door's a little too of the color clashing. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Let's try this. Add just a little front facade here. Okay, just gonna add something right here. A staircase to get up. I don't know how I like this. It doesn't look all that great. I would add a ladder, but it's not exactly in the copper tone. Okay. Yeah, I think that looks good. I don't like the way that this just looks stagnant, though. I'd like to add something, and it kind of blends too much into the rest of it. I want something more unique. Yeah, I think that might... I don't know. I don't know. I think I'm just gonna change it back. Okay, yeah. So yeah, I think that this looks really good. I think I'm happy with the way that it turned out. Yeah, this looks really nice. I like this a lot. Hopefully you guys do too. And I forgot to mention this too. After I finish all of these builds, I'm going to send them on to some people I know and have them rate them for me to see which one they like the best. And hopefully yours align with them as well. Alright, well let's see what's next here. Okay, this one's gonna be a little bit of an interesting one to say the least. I'm not exactly sure what I want to do for this one. Okay, the Wizard's Tower is gonna be a little bit of a different one to have to do to say the least. I mean, I was even struggling with something as small as the treehouse, so I'm not sure about. I'm not even sure about like a wizard's tower or anything. If I was able to use ladders, it'd be a lot easier, but I don't know. I can't use those. That's the problem. Okay, let me try. Hold on. Let me try this first. Let's see. Let's get a nice entrance underway. Seems a little big for what I was going for. Let me try and chop that down a little bit. Yeah, I think I like this better. Let me go on one more. Looking at it now, I'm not exactly sure. Maybe just going by one. Yeah, this is coming along a lot better than it was originally. Staircases really are very difficult. My goodness. Okay, so I think I have a pretty good stairwell design. I just need to figure out how tall I want it. I guess I'll do. Okay, yeah, I think this looks good. Let me just add a little detail here. There we go. Okay, yeah, I think this looks good. Nice little light source in here. Now I just need to figure out what to do up here. Uh, okay, yeah, that looks better. I still want a transition point, a noticeable transition point that can help bring depth to this. Okay. It's a little closer. Maybe something a little more. Okay, yes, yes. I think that's what I was looking for right there. I'm gonna go ahead and make this just a little taller, though. Okay, yes. Yes, I really like that design, too. This one with the slabs in the block right there. Transitioned real well. Okay, yes, that looks alright. I just would like something, I don't know, something more centered there. Okay, yeah, that looks alright. Um, just don't ask me what it is. I wouldn't be able to tell you. Oh, I also forgot. We have these bookshelves now, which basically act as vertical slabs. I was thinking that I might be able to integrate them somewhere here in this build. Maybe towards the bottom here. Okay, yeah, I guess that looks nice. Yeah, the more that I look at this, the more it looks like a lighthouse to me. But it's a tower at the very least. Now, what can I add in here to make it just look a little bit better? I guess this... Wait, no, no, no. Yes. Oh, no. Okay, I guess this technically looked magical in some way. And I guess we could just put some of this new storage here to help tie everything together. And I'm actually kind of happy with the way that this turned out. It's not all that I was hoping for, but it works, I guess. Actually, maybe one more bit of detail here. Okay, yes, that definitely makes it look a little rounder like I was needing it to. And I'd say that we're done with that. On to the next one. Alright, what are we building next? Okay, an underwater dome base. It's gonna be a little interesting to see. Okay, so I gotta make something that's a dome base that could fit the water aesthetic, which I feel like the copper and everything could look like valves and stuff. So I think I'm basically just gonna be forced to repeat the palette from last time. Now I gotta make another circle, just like last time. Okay, this looks promising. And then what I can do is build this out just a little bit. And make an airlock. Oh wait, this is basically just gonna make it look like an igloo, isn't it? Oh well, it's better than nothing. Let me go ahead and change this door though. Much better. And then as for the dome, we'll just use the grates like we did last time. I'm actually gonna go ahead and add something in the center here, just kind of like a something to help tie it together. Alright, that looks good. I wish I could have something right there. Actually, yeah, I think this... Okay, yeah, that definitely looks a lot better. Okay, and now for the inside. Okay, we got the lighting. It's always the furniture that becomes the most difficult. I'll put some shelves and some storage here. And of course it feels the need to play the creepy sounds. Okay, and what I've learned is that basically when you don't know what to put anywhere, just put some copper golems down. You can never go wrong with a copper golem. Okay, there we go, and I think that is the final touch. Well, actually. Okay, yeah, I think this looks nice. Actually, maybe getting rid of that would make it kind of flow up better. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the way that this has turned out. Actually, let me go ahead and add some valves in here. Yeah, there we go. I think that makes it look a little bit more underwatery, I guess. And I think I'm done with it now. Actually turned out pretty well, surprisingly. On to the next one. And the next one is... a miner's entrance. Alright, let's see what we can do here. Alright, let's see... Let me see, does this look like a good one? Okay, so to give some basic clarification, I plan that this is going to be basically an elevator shaft that leads down to where the base layer of the mine will be, and then we'll have some more entrances underground and stuff that will help maybe sell the idea that this is a old rustic mine shaft with the copper resources that we have to use on hand. I just gotta figure out one that looks good. Okay, yeah, this looks like a good kind of elevator shafty kind of material. And for the roof, okay, it's looking okay. Let me indent that a little bit more there. Help give it some variety. Actually, this looks a lot better. Okay, I think this is actually going somewhere. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna dig down to where the mine shaft. Oops. Where the mine shaft is gonna be. And then we'll bring the chains down to make this look like the elevator is actually down here. Okay, and then what I'm gonna try and do now is see if I can make a convincing looking, I guess, kind of like, I don't know how to describe it, cage, I guess, for the, that will be the elevator, or lift, as some people call it. Just digging out the mine. Oh yes, and these lanterns, oh, they're gonna go perfectly with this. And then we're gonna take these copper pickaxes and just fill them up here as basically some extra on hand in case some people forgot to bring them. And then behind this door is where the mine shaft is gonna be. You're gonna have to use your imagination because I ain't building all that. And then we can have some chests for, actually we'll do it like that, for some of the extra storage that when people bring up ores and stuff that, you know, it'll look all nice and stuff. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. That was just a bunch of gibberish. And I guess I could add some raw copper into the equation to help, I guess, make it look more like a mine shaft. Actually, you know what? I probably could get rid of this one, make it not look so claustrophobic and cluttered. Just put like a chest and some there, and then maybe a double chest there. Yeah, I think this looks real nice. Yeah, I think that this, yeah, this looks like it goes together real well. I'm quite happy with it. And then on to the next one. And for this one, I'm actually quite curious to see what it'll be. It's gonna be pretty close. Okay, a starter survival cabin. This will be interesting. And I gotta make this look somewhat convincing as a starter base. And I think I'm gonna save this spot for a little fireplace of some sort. Okay, that chimney looks like it would go well with a roof design of some sort. I think I like it. Now as for the ceiling or the roof, let's see, I guess that'll work. You know, the copper is actually pretty merciful with its color gradient that it's got. It actually mixes with all the other copper stuff. Looks real nice. Yes, I think I like the way that this looks. Okay, yes. The outside looks magnificent. And just to add a little variety, I'm gonna add a little bit of a centerpiece right there. And on the other side too. Oh, I forgot about this. Yeah, I think this looks alright. And then to go with the theme of the update, that's what we've got for fire. Oh boy. A little bit of seating over here. Then we just need a little bit of lighting. And then of course a copper golem. We can't forget him. And with that, I'd say we're done. And I'm actually kind of happy with the way that some of these builds turned out. They appear to be pretty good. And now all that's left is to send them on to some people I know and then have them grade them for me. This is basically just testing all over again, isn't it? Well, I am now back with the results, and it actually turned out pretty interesting. Not exactly totally what I was expecting, but the total of people that I ended up messaging was 3, and then out of those 3, 2 people responded, so that's 33.3% success rate, so hopefully that's a good thing. And as I said, the results are in, so let's look at the final tally. Now in last place, surprisingly, we have the Witch's Hut, which I guess I can understand why it got the total votes that it did, because, I mean, for a Witch's Hut, it doesn't exactly look all that great. In fact, one of my friends actually ended up calling it a lighthouse when they were voting, because I never told them that it was a Witch's Hut, so if that doesn't tell you anything, I don't know what will. But from friend 1, it got a 5 out of 10, and from friend 2, it ended up getting a 7 out of 10. Now for third place, we actually have a tie between these two builds, the starter base and the mine shaft, which both got a total of 14 votes each. For the starter base, friend 1 labeled it as a 6 out of 10, and friend 2 labeled it as an 8 out of 10. And for the mine shaft, they both labeled it as a 7 out of 10 each. And in second place, we have the underwater base, which got a total of 15 votes. And actually, friend 2 labeled this as an igloo as well, so that was pretty funny. Apparently, the way that I thought both of these builds look actually is what everyone else perceives them as. But friend 1 labeled it as a 6 out of 10, and friend 2 actually surprisingly labeled it as a 9 out of 10. So of all the individual votes, if my math is correct, that's actually the highest that it's gotten, so technically it's the winner on personal rating, however in total rating it's not the best. And in first place we got the treehouse build, which got a total of 16 votes. There was only 1 point difference between second place and first place. And they both actually ended up labeling it as an 8 out of 10 each. So those were the final votes, and if I have to say so myself, I actually think that some of these builds, turned out pretty alright. I mean, obviously it's not the best, but it works for at least my skill set. So I hope you all enjoyed, and I guess I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.